The accusations against Flusha are many, but are they justified? What evidence is there? Well, we're going to take a look at the evidence and hopefully allow you to make up your mind whether you think Flusha is cheating or not. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Flusha is part of the Swedish team Fnatic, a team with a, shall we say, questionable reputation in the CSGO community. More recently, an illegal boost was used on Overpass against LDLC, which has left many members of the CSGO community sour about Fnatic's poor sportsmanship. It's hardly surprising, therefore, that they would be the target of these cheating accusations. But you can't really accuse someone just for being a bad sport, can you? No, of course not. The only reason I mentioned it is to show you why people would be perhaps more suspicious of Fnatic than of other teams. So let's take a look at some of the actual evidence. What better evidence than some in-game footage of this aimbot of his in action? In this clip you can clearly see him trace his crosshair through the smoke and lock onto the player. The crosshair doesn't snap particularly quickly or anything, but it is very strange that he would trace his crosshair through this particular smoke. The general opinion here is that he quickly traces his crosshair through the smoke and then toggles the aimbot on to see if anyone is there. This clip here shows a 180-degree turn and then back again. However, on the way back his crosshair conveniently stops on a player. This could just be him picking up his mouse halfway through the turn. It's just coincidence, surely. It could certainly be the case, but you have to consider in this clip that his initial turn to the right is a smooth motion with no need to pick up the mouse and replace it. So why would he need to do it on the way back? Also, most players have their sensitivity set up so they can do a 180-degree turn without needing to pick up their mouse, so they can quickly respond to information on someone behind them. Here we see Flusha spraying through the smoke, then snap onto a player briefly while spraying. This clip is fairly self-explanatory. There's no reason for him to snap violently to the left like that and conveniently onto that player. I'm going to make this the final clip I show here, but there are plenty more examples. I'll put a link in the description for you to judge for yourself. These clips are certainly up for debate. They made me suspicious, but I wasn't convinced by them. What did convince me, however, was the way he reacted to the accusations. Here is what he said on Facebook. First of all, why does he feel the need to make excuses? If he had any integrity, I feel like he wouldn't have mentioned the ESL reviewing his clips. Also, I lift my mouse a lot more than the average pro player. Seems like a bit of an odd excuse, doesn't it? I decided to go into the game and test this out for myself. Alright guys, here we go. Let's test this out once and for all. Does lifting your mouse up more than the average professional player make it look like you have an aimbot? And play like you have an aimbot? Let's find out. So we're gonna load up my aim map that I use here. You can download this off the workshop. And to begin with, I'm just gonna aim using muscle memory as I normally would aim while doing this. So let's just grab ourselves a gun. What gun shall we go for? Go for a mag 7. No, let's not go for a mag 7. We'll just go for a regular AK-47 here. Go here. And I'm just going to fire as I normally would. Fuck. Ah! I'm putting my slow reaction down to the fact I'm very tired, as it is now midnight. Oh my god, my reaction times are horrible. Okay, 16 is a dreadful score. Anything sub 20 is pretty damn awful. But nevertheless, we're just gonna roll with this. So now, let's try the Flusha technique. Now, yep. I'm holding this a good. Let's try a bit higher, maybe. So as you can see, I'm clearly I'm playing as Flusha would. I'm holding my mouse. I'm picking my mouse up a lot more than a traditional professional player would. But I don't seem to be instantly snapping to no. Zero. In that same Facebook post I showed earlier, Flusha said, "This is why I have never cared about the community. I only do these things for the sponsors of my team." I think, Flusha, you've pretty much summed up the reason for all the hate here. It's because you're an arsehole. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Obviously, a lot of what I've said here is based on my own opinion. If you think you can explain some of the clips, or even why you think he said what he did publicly, then I would be really interested to hear it, as you've probably thought of some points I haven't considered. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Damn it, I can't do For the Love of God Don't Go All In. I really need to think of a bloody outro for these videos. What would be a good one? Oh, fuck's sake, I'm so unprofessional sometimes.